Hi, Virgo Sun, Virgo Moon, Virgo Rising. I'm Adanina. Thank you so much for tuning into Intuitive Talks, where I, your host, I intuit into it, you intuit into it, we intuit into it, we all intuit into it. I just intuited into it, and I'm just connecting the dots while also just remembering memory. So today I'm doing seasonal tarot readings in respect of the Aquarius season that is going on. I would say happy birthday to all Aquarius sun celebrating their birthday from the time of uh, January 2021 up until February 18, 2021. Please do enjoy your birthday. Have a swell time. I love you all. And yeah, your time is I don't know. Age of Aquarius. Aquarius season is going really fast. So please enjoy it. I don't know. I mean, Aquarius represents the future, and yeah, things are moving really fast. It's like, what's next? What's next? What's next? But okay, that is neither here nor there, I guess. Or it is. All right. This seasonal tarot reading is for Virgo Sun, Virgo Moon, Virgo Rising people, and people who have um Virgo in who have planetary placements in the lovely sign of Virgo. Uh, yeah, you could check this reading out. You know, if you have key planetary placements in Virgo. Your reading is the I'm using the African American Tarot deck, and and it's also a traditional deck with a traditional setting, and the traditional setting is, I'm covering your family area, career area, love area, and in general and in conclusion. So let's get started with your reading. So Virgo Sun, Moon, and Rising people, you're not closing out a cycle in your family area in the right way. Actually, you're not even closing out a cycle. There are certain things that you're supposed to do. You're supposed to end the situation, and it deals with memory. You're supposed to know how to end the situation, but you're not doing it. So it's kind of like you kind of like lost memory on how to close a certain season or a certain period in your family. So I don't know what's going on. Yeah, you're not doing things. Okay, you're not ending things. You're not doing things in a dignified manner. You're doing things. It's kind of like, where's your dignity? You know, you are not being creative or smart or showing, I don't want to say good sportsmanship. No, it's just that there's a phase that you need to close around your family area, but you're not doing it. You understand? You're not doing it. And it's like, like I said, you don't remember how to. And you need to know how to do these things. You understand? In order for you to do it in the first place. So, you know, and it's only you who could do it. You're the only shaman, you're the only, you know, you're the only person who could do this. You're the only man who could do this, especially if you're an older Virgo. You know, what I can tell you, if you are interested in whatever I'm saying, I don't really know your life. You understand? In order for you to perfectly close out a situation or even bring in a new situation, you understand? Because you are the sign. You understand? You are the person that is supposed to close this cycle out or begin a new cycle. If you want to do this, I suggest that you wear um leopard print clothing, something that has to do with it, especially if it's your headband. um and be creative with it. Wear something like a feather on your hair, but it just has to kind of look like a feather. It doesn't have to be an actual feather by itself, but just be creative. um Something about confetti. You may be, I don't want to say you're a flower man, but there's something about confetti. Look up what confetti girls do. You understand? It has to do with. Oh, okay, okay, okay. I don't know if this has to do with death or this has to do with spreading ashes or something. I don't know, but confetti girls or something. So maybe it has to do with a wedding. Somebody has to see you. You understand, in the wedding. I don't know. If and I'm really speaking to older Gemini men. Like if you're an old man, an older um Virgo man. If you're older, like if you're an old man, an older man, you know, and or uh, yeah, if you're an older man, you because you're supposed to know, but you don't know it. You understand? Aquarius is the sign. The motto is I know, right? If I'm not mistaken, you're supposed to know these things, Virgo. So, Virgo man. So I don't know what's going on. Um, if you don't like traditional wear like the leopard print or something, I still highly suggest that you wear it. You understand? Because it's kind of like you're having memory issues, and this is not the time for you to have memory issues. So, if that is a problem, you have to maybe go to the zoo and look at the elephants all day long, or watch Discovery Channel of elephants, and or um, meditate with looking at a elephant. Anything that has to do with elephants. If I were you, I would surround myself with statue of elephants and or look at elephants because it, elephants have strong memory. They never forget anything. So, you have to have an elephant trunk. I don't know, it's something. You need to stomp the yard and people need to see you. It's kind of like you're not even showing up to a ceremony that you're needed to do something that is very, very important, that you're the one that opens or closes a cycle. And it seems like it's a ceremony. You need to perform this. People are waiting for you. What is wrong? You're an older man, so you're supposed to know what you're supposed to do and do it. In all, with all due respect, you need to do what you need to do, and you need to know how to do it. Anywho, um, on the other side, you are if you are a Virgo, someone or rising man, like maybe a younger boy or something, you're looking very, very impoverished, and you're at a state where you are your most vulnerable. I don't know what's going on, but it's the end of that cycle. But it's like kind of like you're not closing it out. I think you're supposed to be like an old soul. Like it's kind of like, even though I'm talking to older men that they need to learn how to close a cycle, it's still like, okay, it's like the beginning. It's kind of it's the beginning and or end of a cycle where yeah, you're not ending a karmic cycle or beginning a new cycle, even if it's karmic. You understand? So you're in a very, very vulnerable state where you have to beg. You're at your worst, you're at your most vulnerable, and I don't even think you're able to say anything. People just look at you and they know that you need help with something, and usually that's not so. Could it be because Because in a past life you were a soldier, but yeah, okay. So with how hard you've worked in past lives and in this lifetime, or with how hard you've worked in a past life, you shouldn't have to beg. You shouldn't have to be vulnerable. And even if you're going to beg, you understand, you shouldn't be outside begging, literally, like people seeing you, you literally have no clothes on your back, you're struggling to cover yourself. You know, something about your hair is red. You have red hair, red locks. I'm really seeing that. It may be like a dark green scarf around your body. You are severely dehydrated or severely malnourished. Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising people, and it's very apparent. People know that you need a IV. You need IV nutrients. You need IV feeding or whatever. Or oh, you're probably going through a scary the one of the scariest times of your life, one of the very, I don't know, maybe stormy, darkest moments of your life, where it's really ugly. It's like the ugly truth is that you're a beggar physically, but it's not supposed to be that way. But I just feel it's because the older man or the old man in you is not closing out a cycle or beginning a cycle that is beneficial to you. It's kind of like you may be refraining from being married, and or you are not, I don't know, there's something you need to celebrate. You may be feeling castrated or something of that nature, or something. I don't know what is something with your manhood. You may not feel your manhood. You may not feel your third leg or something. Well, with all that I'm saying, your intuition, your intuition is still accurate. Like even though you're suffering, it's like, and this baboon, yeah, it looks like a baboon is following you. Monkey, almost the same thing. It's like it's smart. You have psychic energy. You understand? And you just know that you're your most vulnerable time now. Your 10th house could be in Aries. Something about Aries and or Capricorn. I don't know if it's afflicted because it's in the upright. I strongly feel that you are severely malnourished. You need vitamins. I I've just recently started taking vitamins, and I've not been I wasn't uh how do you say, consistent with it, but for a couple of days now I have been, and I plan to be like that for the rest of my life, like I'm supposed to, because I noticed that as I take my vitamins, I start to shine brighter. I start to, look more vital and more attractive. You understand? Be you need food. You're malnourished, severely malnourished, and I don't understand how you're alive. Um, you need to see the doctor. The first thing the doctor's supposed to do is to be giving you nutrients. Um, you need to drink Gatorade. Um, I mean, just I don't know where you are, but you shouldn't be suffering. But I think it's you're remembering, it may be a past life playing out where, you were in a certain situation where you have to go through a starvation period. But then in the past life, you didn't look like that. I mean, people didn't see you suffering. Now it's like people see you suffering, or they know that you're suffering, and they can see it. You understand? You're all bones, you know. I don't know what's going on. I think all you have to do is to attend the ceremony, even if you don't feel like it. There's a ceremony that needs to happen where you need to be present, or there's a grandfather that needs to be present, or a father. Someone who is old needs to be a parent, and someone who is a Virgo man needs to remember how to appropriately close out a cycle. So even if you're in your worst situation, Virgo man, because I don't see Virgo women in this I don't see Virgo women in this family area. Even if you're, sometimes, when you're doing this reading, you just, sometimes, as a reader or as something, when you're talking, you just be feeling yourself, because, you're like in that goddess energy. I'm talking about myself. You understand? And sometimes, a lot of times, is subconscious, which is why sometimes I try to bite my tongue as I'm talking, because it's easy for me to say things, you know, and I try to say something in a way that I will love others for people to tell me, whether it's the truth or not. Like, I don't necessarily want you to hurt me with the truth, even if you feel it's necessary. Just make me understand without hurting me, or without being insensitive to what's going on. I say this to still say that you're going through a situation, even though you're in your darkest moments, it's plain, it's there for a reason. Um, it's there for a reason, but you need to still close out a cycle, or begin a cycle with dignity. Um, yes, you're in a very vulnerable state, and you feel as though you're in no position to do anything. um if 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 your position requires you, that at the end of the cycle, or at the end of the road, that you need to carry a cross down the road, as you realize is the ending of the road, or as you're reaching where you need to go, that is exactly what you need to do. You understand? Don't do everything perfectly, suffer all this time, and then at the end of the day, you don't really carry the cross to end, the situation, like how everyone's supposed to know, okay, that is Virgo. Jesus Christ knew that he was going to be betrayed. He was betrayed. He had to carry his cross. He carried it. He carried the cross all the way. He had to carry his own cross that they had to use to crucify him. And he did that. So that's the same thing that I'm telling you. Um, if there is an end of the road, if if and this is the scariest thing you have to go through, and you know, sometimes, a lot of times, when we are at a at a point where we feel defeated or just way down to the bottom, you understand, like bottom out down, like to the bottom down, like we don't want to. You don't want to do certain key things that you need to do, um but as a servant of God, or as you get what I'm saying when I say servant, from listening to videos on YouTube and all that, and looking at and my research in the past, Virgo is the sign of the servant, and no matter how you try to, you can't serve, if you don't have any dignity. That will not be serving well. You can do everything. I've experienced this firsthand. You can do great things, but if there is no, if you don't have if you don't have your dignity intact, if you can't accept that, okay, this is the end of the road, um this is the end of the road, and I need to, um you know I don't want to say surrender. It's just like what I said. Carry your cross all the way to the crucifixion site. That is what you need to do. You can't just just look like as if um you cannot do anything. And like I said, there's something about your um there's something about there's something about your Aries and your Capricorn. There's something about the beginning and the ending. You understand? And um yes, even if it's at the end of the tunnel, I believe that you can close out the cycle with dignity. With dignity. End things right. If you're no longer, you get what I'm saying? I don't know. If you're no longer going to be there in your family, you need to do things the right way. You understand? Don't just it's traumatizing for you, and yes, you're suffering, but the nature of the person who you are, you must, like I said, carry out your cross. You must have dignity. um you must walk straight with your head held high, even though you can't feel your legs, or you can't feel what's between your legs. Which I don't want to say what's between your legs, but if you cannot feel your third man, if you cannot feel your manhood, it's still not Even if it's an excuse, just because you're a servant and just because you're of service to yourself and people, and actually it's not be to yourself, just because you're of service to people, you need to end situations right and begin them right. So what I'm seeing is that you're struggling, and you know what, we have all been in situations, or we in a way too, we're in situations where we are not really being dignified. We're not, yeah, we're not really, you know, closing our cycles right, you know. um don't fall, keep going. If you're going through a period where it's nasty and ugly, this is part of your sign. You can do it. You have no choice but to do it. You have to end and begin a situation that you are totally having um, a hard time ending. Like you're having a hard time with ending and or beginning a new cycle. So there is an end and there is a beginning. Look up baboon. Look, okay, let me look at what this card is. I don't like to look in the card. I like to look, I like to use my intuition. I've already spent a lot of time on this. Okay, so this is the 10 card. Okay, the night walkers, evil witch doctors, South Africa. What? And oh no, I'm not reading it right, am I? Where is this? Okay, see, I read it wrong. So see, that's why I don't even like to look in the book. I was reading the Pentacles. This is not. I think let's look at fire. I think fire is right before the Pentacles. Okay, yeah, wands. 10 of wands. Let's see that. Oh, it's the same thing? No. Wands. Oh, I was reading it right. Okay. Evil witch doctors, South Africa, and duplicity, hidden intentions, ambiguity, oppression, fatigue, exhaustion. Oh, you need to get some nutrients, and that's what I'll say. And um, Virgo, I would need you to close and begin a cycle with dignity based on what I'm seeing here. And remember how to, you get what I'm saying, start a new cycle and end it. Um, I love you and I want you to be happy, and I want you to come out of this state like you're unscathed. Like, I want you to come out unscathed. And I want you to come out without any injuries, without a scrap, even if you get injured. Um, you'll be fine, no matter what. Anyway, um, women, I don't see you here. I don't think you can help, the man in your family. I don't know, or some man in your family. I don't know. It's like maybe your father or your grandfather is supposed to be somewhere and he's not there. He doesn't come through. He doesn't do what he's supposed to do. I don't know why I have to. I don't know what. I don't want anything to happen to you, Virgo. Virgo man. I want you to be happy. Just be dignified in what you're doing. That I believe is the message that I'm seeing here. Um, Even if you lose hope, still be dignified in what you're doing. Follow the rules, serve. Remember how to end the situation properly. Nothing just has to end, it can end properly. You need to remember how to do this. If you're younger, you know. If you're a man, you're supposed to know. If you're an older man, you're supposed to know. You know. If you know what you need to do and you're struggling to do it, you just need to just do it. And it will release you from pain faster than you just dragging and dragging your feet. And even if you're tired and fatigued, like I said, need to do what you need to do to end and begin the situation. Okay, I will leave that. I spent too much time on that. So you have your career area. If you're a Virgo Sun Moon or Rising man, especially if you're like short and stocky or like average height, I think you have a job at protecting your community and you're seen as a knight at your work. Um, I see yellow clothing around you, around your waist, and you do that. You do that almost as if you do that tirelessly. You shine the light when it's dark. Uh, you're you're having the positive traits of like uh Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. And this could be in your chart, a Knight of Wands. Um, I I I think people depend on your protection even blindly, and you do a great job at protecting them at the workplace. However, I feel like Virgos, or some Virgos, they're not smoking, they're not having the part where they have to smoke. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. you're not smoking, so you're not, and it could, well, you're not smoking, so I don't know, you're just not gonna be smoking during this time. And usually, even though, they say smoking is not good, every time I see this card upside down, even if I don't feel like it's bad, it's kind of like I know or I sense that it may not be good, but I don't know. You understand? And I don't think you should be smoking if you are really this person that is malnourished, but at the same time, you're not smoking or you're not. Okay, let me see this. Yeah, you're not centered. That's what I'll say. It doesn't have to be smoking. You're not centered. You're not, you're not hanging at the place that you usually hang during the day. You understand? You work very well at night, but people don't see you. You understand? It's kind of like there is a place that people will see you, or that you're supposed to be around. You understand? Hanging around there, and everything is fine. Even if you don't smoke, you go there. You understand? And get your center, like center yourself. You're not centered. Once again, women, Virgo women, I don't see you here. You are hiding extremely well in your family and in your career area. You're totally hiding. Or I don't want to say hiding. You're nowhere to be found. And the men in your life, they are suffering. There are some key men in your life that are suffering. I don't know if it's up to you to help them. I don't know. But you know, you're I don't know. I just don't know. I don't see you though. So now this is your love life now we're going into. Um if you're a Virgo Sun Moon or Rising woman, because I see you here, you're not being vulnerable at this time, and or um and or yeah, you're not being vulnerable at this time. You're not in the mood for begging higher ups, like begging a man for something if you need anything. I know Virgo women to be very hardworking, so I don't know. There's a certain king or a certain um leader, a certain authority figure man, that you look up to, or you may have looked up to him in the past. He may be an Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra, and he's a king, but you won't see him. He's not in any mood to be generous. Even this man, he's usually very egotistical, but at least he will listen to you and give you what you want. But he's not even going to be there. You're not even going to be around to talk to him anyway. So both of you are not going to be there. So it's quite interesting. So even if you needed help, he will help you, and also you are not going to ask him for help. Um, Man, just what I said, you are not feeling in like the general spirit. You're not feeling like helping anyone that is vulnerable at this time. You're nowhere to be found. No one can see you. So it's kind of like no one can really tell your plot. And or like the horrific situation that I'm seeing in your family, nobody sees that you're suffering, or that you don't know what you're doing even though you're supposed to know. And or that you don't want to, you know, uh, um do what you need to do, and you don't know what you're supposed to do. You understand? You need to know. Okay, your ninth house, if you're a Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising man, especially if you're like stocky, a bit, um, maybe muscular but short and even big, kind of fat but still muscular at the same time. If you're like that, especially if you have hair on your head, um, yeah, you could lose meat on your bones. Apart from that, physically, you could also, your ninth house could be afflicted at this time. You know, your ninth house could be in Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. So you're not having you maybe in a past life you were able to set out, to find things even though you had to wear a mask on. Maybe I don't know if it's gold mining or just working in, like, you know maybe toxic environments, but you're not feeling, and maybe this is your department. This is, where you have like spiritual communication, but it's like you were able to do that well, like being in a situation that is toxic and being able to maneuver your way in a good way, in a perfect way, but you're not feeling like that. You're not feeling like saving your relationship. You're not feeling like being that spiritual guru or that spiritual leader. You understand, spiritual, that seer who is able to help, and you have to do it through communication or through fighting spiritually or through delving into toxic areas in order to, um, perform what in order to, fight for your relationship, in order to fight for a woman or fight for yourself, fight for love in general. So you're not doing that. So, it's kind of like you don't have any fighting energy for spiritual love, for even love in general, not talk of spiritual love. So it's kind of like you're in the mood to just die. Um, this may sound insensitive, and even though a part of me doesn't want to do that, I feel like I may have to just do this anyway. I'm kind of sort of happy. A lot of times I feel like having opposite energies during the season is a curse or it's not a good thing, but this is one season, or this season, where I honestly believe I'm honestly happy and I'm grateful, you understand, to have my Aquarius in the fifth house. I feel like it's very, very favorable to me during the Aquarius season, you know, since it's the opposite energy of Leo, you understand, and there's a time for everything. Don't get me wrong. Like, this is a time for Aquarius season, but I'm very happy that I don't get to really, 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 really feel like Aquarius, even though I feel it, because I mean, my Aquarius is resting in the fifth house. You get, is resting in the fifth house, and I take it in a positive way because I feel positive vibes. Even if I feel down, I'm able to, you know, feel Leo energy, and I could only imagine, how horrible it's it's going to be for people, you understand, who are not able to thrive, in this type of a season, in Aquarius season, which represents whatever it represents. You understand? I'm not saying this to say that Aquarius is something that is all bad. Of course not. Aquarius is not. But Aquarius also demands you to know things, like to know. It's not even to know things, just to know and be in the knowing, just to know. So if you're not feeling like fighting and you're okay with this in your love life, you know, it's like it will be appropriate for the Aquarius season. I feel so, and if it's not, then it's still how you feel, or the energies that you're working with. You know. Anyway, women, yeah, I just see you not being vulnerable. I don't even though this card shows you here, it just means that you're not there. You refuse to be vulnerable. So even though I don't see Virgo women, I can just assume, I can kind of assume that, I don't know. You're almost being egotistical in a bad way. You understand? Um, you don't show up. You're not showing up. It's kind of like, I don't know. I I don't know. I don't know. No. Uh, in general and in conclusion, women, Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising women, your third house could be suffering. That's your Gemini could be in either the first house, the your third. Okay, your Gemini could either be in the first house or ninth house, or the fifth house, and is somehow afflicted. Um, but I don't want to say afflicted per se, even though this card is upside down. It's just that you, y- yeah, same thing as the men are that, like, kind of like what I'm seeing in this love life. You are not in the mood to venture into territory that is hostile, and that's quite interesting, because it would have been a situation where you had the appropriate nutrients for it. But to be honest, as much as you were lost in this reading, like as much as I didn't see you in this reading, I could honestly say, I can honestly assume, I can say that you actually are not appropriate for this job. You understand? So you really don't have the nutrients for it. And maybe you did in the past, but you don't really have it. And you know this, so you don't you're not the goat, meaning you're not the mistress, you're not the master the of to do the job that is required to get a hostile environment to be peaceful and calm. You understand? Because in order to do that, you would definitely have to venture into that hostile environment. And and even if that hostile environment is your home, you get what I'm saying? You still have to be present. You're not present. And not only it's kind of like the way the setting is set up, the way the situation is set up, you're not even, you're not, y- y- you're you're not even present in your own home. It's almost like even if you're there, I guarantee you, Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising women, if you are there in your family, it's almost as if you're looking like a woman who is not like it, that is not cognizant of what's going on, like it's not cognitive. And I'm trying to say, you don't look like you're present. If you're, if first of all, people don't really see you physically, which is a problem. But if they see you, it will, I don't even think I want to even see you. You understand? So it's good that you're where you are, but where are you? I don't know. Usually when people don't show up in the reading, like if women don't want to, if Virgo women don't want to show up, they don't show up. If Virgo men don't want to show up, they don't show up. But it's kind of like, I don't know. Are you that ugly? Are you more ugly than the man here? Perhaps. Are you more ugly than the Virgo man? Perhaps. Could you be the cause of them suffering? I can honestly say yes, even if I don't see you. There's no amount of secret that is secret. There's nothing hidden under the sun, you know? And just because Aquarius is the opposite energy of Leo doesn't mean that people cannot see or know that, you know, something isn't right about how silent or how how absent you are, you know, in your care about anybody in your life, you know. So since you're absent, other people, it's not even because of you're absent. People are absent, you are also absent. So all of you are absent. Everyone is absent. Everyone is absent. Everyone is absent. So it's kind of like everyone lives on bad terms in an environment where, you get what I'm saying, where, there's supposed to be some nutrient, someone is supposed to come, that someone is supposed to be you. Communication. So you're not communicating at all. Normally, fire is sextile with, if yeah, fire is sextile energy with, what are they calling it, how do you say it? With Aquarius. You understand? And there you have Gemini upside, you have three of wands. You understand? So this could be passionate communication that you're supposed to be having with people. You understand? Compassionate conversation with them, passionate conversation in order to, ease a very horrible toxic situation. But you left, everyone leaves. You understand? Because people don't have the adequate nutrients that they need. I'm not gonna, I can't really put you down even if I've done that, even if I'm doing that, you know. Anyway, um, you are just, if you're Virgos, if you're Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising woman, and you're falling into this category of what I'm reading, it simply means that you're just a waste of space. That's if I am referring to you. Your waste, your waste matter. you know. You're a matter that is a waste, you know. People suffering and dying around you. For what? Why? You know. Anywho, if that's how you want to live your life, I mean, hey. Anyway, Eight of Wands upside down. Uh, I think, you know, with men, in general and in conclusion for the um Aquarius season, for Virgo Sun Moon and Rising men, I feel as though you are your sexual energy is being lost, and that is why you're suffering. I don't understand it. I think the reason, okay, this suffering that I'm seeing, that is feeling like you're dying, it may not necessarily be that you're dying or anything. It's just that you know it feels like it's worse than death, that you don't have you won't ever be able to perform in bed ever again. You won't ever be able to use your sexual energy. I don't know, maybe it's because you use it for bad. I don't know, but it's kind of like it's karmic, that during this time, at least during this Aquarius season, you know that you will not be able to, you know um you won't be gifted with the sexual energy needed to perform in bed. uh I don't know, everyone has karma, everyone has what they're dealing with, and this is definitely karma. And the mask is off, so people can really see that you can perform in bed, you know. And oh, so Virgo women, oh you could be really that shallow, you know. If your man can perform, you're not gonna be around. That is so interesting. Anyway, this is all I have, because if I keep doing this, I'm only going to be um I'm only going to be tearing you guys down. Even if I don't want to do that, I'll only be reading it, and just digging my nails into things that I don't really think I should keep digging into, you know. And to be honest, it's not really my business. After all, I'm just reading these cards. I don't, even if it's that serious, at the end of the day, it's not that serious, especially if you don't care. You know, Virgo, Sun, and Rising women, especially. Anyway, if you don't even care to show up, anywho, I hope you enjoyed your reading. I still want you to enjoy the Aquarius season, Virgo, Sun, and Rising people. And thank you so much for tuning in to Intuitive Talks with Adanina. I just connected the dots, and also just remembered memory. Take care, Aquarius, Sun, take care, Virgo, Sun, and Rising people.